Hello everyone, I'm Heather. I don't want to be dramatic or anything, but I come to you with a very special announcement. Shorty September 2023 is upon us. It's actually not, obviously, because it's still July, but I think our normal time that we announce this, sort of like first week of August, I think Bert's thinking in his mind, if we sort of jump start it by a couple weeks, get the announcement out there earlier, we might get more people, you know, might help people plan a bit more, which I'm for this plan. So Shorty September is the gorgeous brainchild of Bert at Past Story Time, and for the third year in a row he has made all my dreams come true by asking me to host it with him. In a nutshell, we're reading the shorties. We're reading all the shorties for September. 1st of September to the 30th of September. Novellas, short non-fiction, thin short story collections, thin poetry collections. Like, roughly I think the idea is up to 200 pages, but there ain't no rules here. Okay, like if you want to do 250, if you want to blaze through a 300-page book and call it a shorty, like, do you, okay? There ain't no rules. There are a couple ways you can participate. Sometimes people just read as many shorties as they can. You know, they got a massive stack in their house, they've put them all together, they're like, I'm gonna blaze through as many of these as I can in the month of September. But also, if you're feeling frisky and creative and like you're up for a challenge, there are 12 official prompts. Okay, I'll tell you about the prompts in a minute, but first I have to do my one job. Okay, like Bert and Shan at Past Story Time, they're also going to do an announcement video, and it's going to be like way more informative and better than mine. Basically, my job, I have one job, and it's to talk about the prompts sheet, okay, which is what I give to the world every year for Shorty September. They've been, like, the last 2 years, they've been great, okay? Like, the last one, my kid helped me. It was amazing, okay? But I think we can level up. This year, Bert has humoured me once again and allowed me to turn it into a zine. What? Look at this beauty! Look at this stuff. I know making a zine is a little bit of extra work, okay? And I think some people sort of see this and they panic, okay? Because maybe they're not creative. It's okay, I've got you covered. If you don't want to make the zine and you just want the sheet, it still works, okay? It still works. So what you do, I'm gonna link it down below. I think also Bert and Shan will link that down below their video as well. You can just print it out. It's 2 pages, right? And you can print it out either on the 2 pages, whatever, or on, what I've done is a double-sided piece of paper. And even not as a zine still works. You know, you can just sort of put it on here. It's got like the bit where you put in what book you're reading for each sort of category and each prompt or whatever. And it can just survive as a piece of paper. That's fine. Okay, ain't nobody gonna judge you for that if you don't want to go the extra step. Okay, life is hard. Sometimes we're busy. It's fine. But if you do want to give the zine a go, I'm going to show you how to do it just quickly now. Okay, first, you're going to print it out, okay? Either color or black and white, whatever suits your printer, it's no big deal. And you're going to print it on the long edge. You're going to flip it on the long edge. So I think most printers are going to be default with this, because it'd be weird for like it to print out where on one side this is the top, but then on the other side this is the bottom. Like, they tend not to do that. So it's probably default on your printer already, but just check it. Another thing you want to do, you want to make sure that the whole image fits within your paper. So there should be some sort of setting or something where you can click to fit it. And this is because if you do it to where the image blows up to the outside bits, it's going to cut off important bits. Also, this is set to an A4 standard paper size. So if you're, say, in the USA or Canada, where we have 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper instead of A4, if you don't do it to fit, it might sort of cut off bits. But if you do it to fit, it'll just have sort of bigger margins, slightly bigger margins, as the 8.5 by 11 piece of paper is sort of like stubbier. They're not as thin and tall, they're sort of a bit squat. But it'll still work as long as you make sure you fit. So we've printed it out, and it should do, like, my printer is really crap. If your printer's a bit crap as well, that's fine, it will still work. What it should do is, if you sort of like hold it up to the light and you can see through to both sides, you'll see that this line, this middle line, should line up, you know, to where it's the same middle line here as it is on the other side. If it doesn't quite line up, whatever, like it'll just be a bit wonky down the bottom on some of your pages. Like, ain't nobody care about that, okay? Printers are crap sometimes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this long edge and we're gonna fold it. We're gonna do what we call it in school. We called this the hamburger fold, okay? The hot dog fold, like that. That's not the one we want, okay? We want a hamburger. Okay, once you've got your hamburger fold, sort of like crease it quite good, and then you can either cut along your fold, or we can be wild. Do as the pros do. Perfect. Then just pull apart on the crease. Like, if you don't want to be gross or weird like that and you want to use your scissors, like, feel free. But it sometimes doesn't work. It's like hard to get like a proper line sometimes when you do the scissors, but you know, there are no rules here. Okay, now we're going to find our half that has our cover and our back on it, our cover bits. And we're going to fold those again so that we have a front cover and a back cover. If yours doesn't line up exactly, it doesn't matter. See, like on mine here, I've got quite a lot of white on this side, but on this side it comes sort of directly to the edge, like there's no margin. That's okay. But if you want to, you can sort of snip. If you're a bit of a perfectionist or it's not quite working, or maybe if you have like an American size piece of paper and it's not quite working as you like, you can always sort of like trim your edges, you know, like sort of like get a ruler, just do like a top line on that, and then just sort of like snip it, you know, so that it works a bit better. But if it's a bit wonky, I reckon that's fine, because zines are supposed to be wonky. Okay, if they weren't wonky, they'd be magazines. We don't like magazines. Magazines are commercial. Okay, that's some capitalist nonsense. We like a little bit wild edges is what we like. Then you take your second half and you're going to see that there's page 3 and page 4. These are the middle pages of the zine. So what you want to do when you fold it is you want them to touch. You want them to kiss so that they look at each other in the middle of the book. So on one half, you've got page 2 at the top, and the other part you have the cover, and you just then slide them in. Ta-la! And you can call it good from there, you know, works perfectly good. Or you can sort of go a little bit further and do what I've done with this one and staple it. So if you open it up and you put it sort of flat down on some sort of surface like a carpet or something soft, and then you get your stapler out, you open it all the way, oh shite, you open it all the way like that, not the other way, and you do it, sort of like flat it down, stick it together, flat it down on like a carpet or something, and then sort of do like that into the carpet, and then pull it up and press the bits in, you know, they'll be sort of sticking out, press them in, and then it'll be stapled and beautiful. You can also sort of clean up your edges if you like a bit of like perfection like that, but again, if they're sort of wonky, you know, it's the better, I reckon. Okay, the prompts. I'm just going to go through them quickly because I think Bart and Shan will talk about them a bit more, and also this video is way too long already. In no particular order, first one we have Spanx. Okay, this is a book with magic or witchcraft. Next we have Hoochie Daddy Shorts, which is a spicy read or a revealing gossipy biography. I reckon this can be smutty or, you know, whatever the hell you want to interpret spicy as, okay? Next one is Shorty Shorts, 70s, 80s book. I think that's more to do a book written in 70s and 80s, but if you want to stretch it to just being set, then, like, again, there are no rules. Half and Half Shorts is read a book, then watch the movie, okay? That's like when it's got, it's a book with like a movie adaptation. Mom Shorts, a comfort read. Ripped Shorts is a slasher or some sort of mystery, like a murder mystery or something like that. Next one, Elizabethan Shorts, which is a historical read. Lederhosen, which is a translated book. Pedro Pascal Shorts, my personal favourite. I think Shan put this one in. It's an unexpected purchase. Read into that what you will. I think you can just interpret that however. Okay, next one, Dolphin Shorts, a book with water on the cover. Next one, Lodge Shorts, and this is a book you bought because you were trying to look cool. And last one, denim shorts, which is a modern classic. I'm going to link this PDF down below in the show notes, as Sean the Book Maniac will call it. If you have any questions, you need any help, advice, anything in creating a zine or doing anything, please let me know, okay? Message me, do a comment, I'm here for you, okay? We'll walk through this together, it'll be okay. If you have any thoughts on which books you want to read for these, you know, like loads of people are going to be looking for which books to fit prompts, they might need ideas. So if you've got like a list and you've got it sorted, maybe put it below, help other people out, okay? Also, if you have like questions about will such and such book work for such and such prompt, the answer is yes, it will, because there are no rules. But if you want to ask about it anyway, go ahead, lay it on me. I'm here for you. Also, if you're just thinking of doing Shorty September or not doing Shorty September or whatever, just let me know, you know, lay it on me. We'll try to see how many people are going to do it this year and see if Brett's idea of getting the word out a bit earlier really worked and like we're going to get more people. I think we might stick, potentially, I don't know, we're both a bit nervous. We might stick some of these zines in the bookstore that's sort of like near us in Cardiff. Just sort of like drop them in and see if anyone wants to do it, just sort of based on the zine. Drum up some participants, I don't know. We'll see. But if you are in, let me know. And I will see you next week, roughly. Okay, bye.